Hey everyone, this is Bick Benedict. We're on part 4 of our quest through The Last of Us on Survivor difficulty mode. And a lot of the times when I introduce these chapters, I won't really know what all of the encompassing areas in that chapter are going to be. So I'll generally just say the name of the chapter, what part we're on, and then it takes a lot of work to do these videos. It really does. And to get shut down by YouTube is just really ridiculous. But enough speaking about that kind of bad stuff. I don't think there's any items around here, you guys. Trust me. There might be some Firefly pendants, but that's about it. This is the demo area from the game. But I think this is the next complete chapter. It's like I think it's called the Outskirts, and then there are some sections called like Downtown and the Slums. But I think we've already passed the Slums. So over in that area to the right, where there look to be some benches, there's an item to grab. But I think I already had something to throw.
Hey, Tess.
So there's a couple of really intense battles in this chapter, and we're going to be getting our first safe and getting that. So open the drawer, got nothing, no surprise there. But this chapter is going to start where the demo started, and it's going to conclude where we do that stealth section underground with all the clickers and and I think there's 3 runners, if memory serves me, and it's a very hard section, and I'm going to take you through it and make you guys not miss the safe, because you can get 50 scrap metal pieces. So I already went over the safe, how to do that stuff, but I'll just briefly, I'll touch on it again. What you have to do is just, whenever there's a safe, you see the safe, what you need to do is find the note that has a combination on it. You have to find the note. So generally, the note that you need, sometimes it will be on a piece of paper. There's one time when it's on an actual matchbook case cover. But it's generally like in the same vicinity as the safe. It's like you never have to go to a different area and then backtrack. It's not always like right next to the safe, but normally it's within like the general area you're at. So I'm not sure if Tess has shot the first clicker. I don't think she has quite yet. Another empty drawer.
Looks like it's about to fall apart.
Some pills.
Watch your head.
And there's nothing over here, but there is some binding tape over to the left, which you want to grab, because you can make heal kits and shivs with those things. I also believe there's a shiv room coming up too, so make sure you have a shiv. You never want to come up to a shiv door and have no shivs and think to yourself, oh, I'll just craft one, and then not have the resources to craft one, because then you're missing out on good contents. They're like the node door rooms in Dead Space games. I think this is where the clicker comes out. Yeah. Okay, so these clickers here, instant kills if they grab you. I think if you hit them with the bottle and they're at the cusp of death, you can punch them to death. That's what actually happens to me. But what's going to come up, this first fight is very hard. But if you do it enough times and if you practice the game enough, it becomes not hard to put it as bluntly as possible. Because the first time I ever tried it, I was saying to myself, you know what, let me put this shit on easy mode. But that's just not who I am. Right there, the reason I got that health kit is because one of my teammates found it and gave it to me. So that's nice. But anyway, I was dying so much on normal or on hard mode, and then I thought about switching it to normal, but then I said to myself, you know what? A clicker will kill you outright on normal, just as he will on hard mode. So it didn't really make any sense. Here's a shiv room door. So let's check out the loot. You don't get as much loot on survivor mode, but still, 25 scrap metal pieces right there. That's good. And so it looks like some supplemental pills right there. So we got 2 items so far. Very good items. And then we have something over to the right. Yes, down here it looks like a bottle. Well, you can get a bottle anywhere. But I mean, the scrap metal and the pills, I would say that's worth it. Definitely worth it, because it's just a shiv. We can make more, and you don't need to depend on shivs. Never depend on shivs. I mean, they're very good, but I never in this. Whenever I played hard, I never depended on having a shiv for a clicker, because the thing to do with the clickers is just to avoid them or delegate the responsibility of killing them to somebody else. Because as I said in one of my earlier videos, when I get to Billstown and we go through the graveyard, I'm just going to have Bill kill everyone for me. I'm going to try to waste as few bullets as I can, but that's the point where I got in my guide before YouTube flagged the video and I had to remove everything.
See if there's a way through.
But delegating the responsibility to Bill was awesome, you guys. And I didn't look around for that at all. I just figured to myself that Bill has a shotgun, Bill's got a machete. Let him do the work and you know, spare myself having to use the bullets.
Come on.
And he does a pretty good job too. He's a butcher. But we're coming up on the really hard part. What we have in this next section is that we're going to have to go down one floor and investigate about how to proceed, or maybe he hears something. And Tess and Ellie are going to be upstairs, and we're going to have to face the other guys. No, it looks like it's coming a little bit later after this. But what happens in what I would say is one of the hardest areas in this level, here's the situation. In that particular area that's coming up, we have one clicker who's stationary, one runner who's stationary, and we also have 3 other runners who are not stationary. They walk around on a set path, and they generally stick to that path, but it's sometimes hard to take them out with stealth kills, because it's such an open space where they are that if you try to do it, it's really tough. Trust me, it really is. So my strategy for dealing with that section is to take out I like to take out the first runner, but none of these guys are going to be running at us until I start firing at the clicker. But it's a pretty good situation, and not as hard as you might think. So that clicker, here I'm crouch walking out a crawl up here. But I'll show you how to deal with this. You just want to waste as few rounds as possible, and you have to assess every situation and just say to yourself, how many. Okay, so take this example. Say if you're thinking to yourself, I can't kill everyone. There's like 5 enemies in the section that I described. I'm pretty good at playing this game. You know, this is just theoretical. I'm pretty good at playing this game, but this section right here, I don't think I can kill everybody. So just say to yourself, this is what I do. I said to myself,
This is crazy.
since I know that even though I'm a pretty good player at this game, you know, I've already beat hard mode, I'm on Survivor, I can't clear all these 5 guys. It's just beyond what I can do for this area. And then I say to myself, well, how many guys can I kill? And I have killed 3 guys, but it's really risky, so I just killed 2 guys, and then that leaves me with 3 guys left. And I could shoot them or brawl with them. And if I die, oh well, I got that checkpoint right behind me. So I thought this was pretty cool, how the platform that's hanging off the building doesn't collapse on you. That would have been kind of a cliche, I thought, but this game is full of really pleasant surprises. And here's a section down here. You won't see any edits because I did this on my first try. Since I've struggled on this, like when I played this on hard mode, it took a couple of hours to do this. And hell, even on the first run through Survivor mode, it took me, I remember having a session that was like 30 minutes and then failing and having another session that was similar to that. Right here, what it wants you to do is to move over the weapon slots and hold the X button down to swap them. And so just kind of do what the game wants you to do there, and then you can start walking. So there's Tess and Ellie, like I mentioned. They're going to be standing up here. We're going to drop down one level and deal with the enemies. I'm going to do a 180 reverse right when I land. Because here's the first. I'm going to do 180, and then this runner up here. He's the first runner that I mentioned. Now you have to walk at a crawl up here. Just barely graze the left analog stick while you're walking, and just be very careful and don't jump over don't jump over the desk, because then you'll be above the sight line of the other enemies over there. So this guy could whirl around on you in a heartbeat. So he generally only does that if you're pressing the left analog stick all the way up. So he's gone. Then I'm going to have to crouch next to this wall here and make sure. See that runner? I had to make sure he was out of my line of sight. Then I'm going to go over here and take out the one stationary runner. This guy that you're going to see right here, he never moves unless things start getting hectic. I mean, if the quote-unquote alarm starts sounding, everyone will start moving. But this guy, he's locked into place over here, as is the clicker to the left. So I'm going to take him down with a stealth kill. Trust me, if you didn't brush the analog stick right there, he would whirl around on you. It's really sensitive. So, okay, so that clicker right there, he's stationary as well. So I'm going to try to get a headshot on this guy, and it generally doesn't work. You have to be extremely precise, and we have weapon sway that can be minimized with upgrades, but I'm not going to be really doing that, I don't think. So the main idea is just to get the clicker the hell out of the way. So the clicker's down, because you cannot kill these guys via brawling if you have a clicker around, because the clicker will just interrupt the whole brawl and bite you and kill you. So I shoved him away. I'm just going to take him out. So you see how this situation was made a lot less hard due to the fact that I took out a couple of the first enemies. You know, that one stationary guy and the one runner who I can always get first off. So don't worry about running around too much looking for stuff. There's really nothing yet. Trust me, I'll be knee deep in looting and stuff once we get into the areas where they actually start occurring. But yeah, that's a tough section. It really is. So what we want to do now is jump up this rock slab. Just press up, or forward rather, and X to get up here. And this is going to be quite a long chapter, you guys, so stick around. But I wanted to, if you don't know how to do the safe procedure, definitely check out what's going to be coming up, because I've got a great strategy to deal with that room. That whole room, I'm going to take out everyone. And it's not going to be a situation where things get out of control, because I know how to assert control on the situation. The next fight, even though it's going to be probably in about a minute's time, what we have there is a lot of clickers, none of whom are stationary. They're all walking around. And then we also have one runner who's just, or I don't know if he's a runner, but he's an infected, I think it's a woman, who's feeding on a corse. And when I say the word corse, C-O-R-S-E, I'm just using the archaic pronunciation of the word corpse that we all know, C-O-R-P-S-E. I'm just an old school kind of guy. I like Mary Shelley, and I like Old English literature, middle, like Frankenstein kind of stuff. I was going to say John Milton, but he was way too earlier. Okay, so we are going to get a Molotov cocktail for free up ahead, and I'm going to use that. And I'm also going to use both of my shivs. I currently only have one shiv, if I'm not mistaken, but you get a shiv in the section that I'm going to be leading you through up here. So take a left right over here, and then we're going to be coming into like the it's like a way station, like a subway way station coming up here. I also neglected to mention in the first video how you unlock survivor mode. It's just if you beat normal or hard mode. I'm not sure if you can unlock it via the easy mode victory, but I'm sure you can. But who would want to mess around with easy mode? It's just a joke. What else? Okay, so we're coming up on that fight. And it looks like this is some ammunition up here, or I can't see what oh, maybe it's pills. Yeah, I remember it's pills. I think it's 10 pills. 5 pills? Good enough. I'm going to, like I mentioned before, I'm going to collect 150 pills and then upgrade my health twice. And then I'll decide what I'm going to do after that. If I want to make crafting a little faster or weapon heals faster, I'm not really sure. But here's the situation up ahead. There's going to be a little scene, which is not a cutscene, so I didn't edit it out.
Tess.
It's after this section. So we're down in the subway area, and here's the Molotov cocktail. So I think just getting this gives us the Molotov cocktail recipe. So there we go. I'm actually gonna use this. I'm gonna use both my shivs and this in the next room. It's just gonna make the situation a little bit easier for myself. So I have one shiv, and in the lockers to the right, or excuse me, I don't know left from right apparently, but these lockers to the left, one of them, the nearest one to us, contains a shiv. One of them contains a brick or a bottle, depending on the distribution factor, and one of the other ones is empty. So what I'm going to do is grab this shiv right away, and I'm going to shiv kill this clicker right here. So you have to very, very slowly walk. You cannot press all the way up on the left analog stick, or it will alert the other guys, and it'll be a nightmare, and you're going to have to restart the checkpoint. So now my focus is on this infected guy who's feasting on this corpse, and I'm going to sneak up on him, grab him, and press the square button so I can take him out. And you see the guy in the distance? That's another infected or a runner guy who's stationary, so I'm going to sneak around and kill him. But that pretty much means I can't make a sound. But I'm going into this area because behind the counter in a drawer is the note that has the safe combination on it. So it's the only thing in this room, but it's of extreme value. So there it is. I'm going to press select here. It says note to Derek, and there's the combination. You can't just know the combination and go up to the safe because it doesn't have a dial on it. I think that's to discourage cheating, actually. It's a really good idea, but it kind of makes this room more terrifying for that aspect. So sometimes, the first time I went through this room and did a guide where I used my footage was I threw a Molotov cocktail over at the clicker, but sometimes it only gets one clicker, and what I wanted to do was either shiv kill one of these clickers or just end up throwing a Molotov cocktail, but I know I didn't because of the fact that I know that I stealth killed the infected guy up in the distance, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You notice that I have my flashlight on, but the clickers are blind anyway, so it doesn't matter. And also, one of the tooltips informed me that the infected don't pay attention. Oh, okay, I was trying to throw a brick at that guy, or not at him, but in his vicinity, so he would move. But it was too far out of his hearing range, so I said to myself, I'm going to sneak up on him and do a stealth kill, so I don't have to waste anything. So here I use my one brick, so now I'm going to have to go into this locker, grab the bottle, and I didn't get the other locker because I know it has nothing in it. So at this point I'm pressing up on the left analog stick all the way. I'm not grazing the controller, but whenever there's a stationary enemy, just be very thankful of that fact, because that means that you can plan your moves over there even better, because they're always going to be in one fixed position. So this guy got really close. Sometimes if these guys just are just too close to you and walk too close to you, and it's not even a matter of them bumping into you, they'll still get alerted somehow. I don't know. It's bizarre, and it's not fair either. I mean, because if you're right next to them and you're not even moving at all, they shouldn't get alerted. But that's happened to me many times. So I think I may stealth shiv this guy. I'm not sure. But I needed to take this guy out pronto. So yeah, you're not going to see me do that too often in this game, because I don't like to waste shivs. So some of the other reasons I'm very tentative and you might see me look a little paranoid on screen is because the friendly AI or co-op AI, their footsteps are just as they seem just as suspicious as the footfalls of other enemies. So it really shouldn't be that way, but it makes me confused, and even more it makes me scared that I've got an enemy on my heels when it's just Ellie or Tess. So here I'm going to take out this infected over here, and there is a checkpoint over here, and the little contingency about the checkpoint is that you have to actually get to the checkpoint without having alerted anyone. And what I mean by that is that you can't just make a breakneck run for the room over here where the checkpoint is, because if you get into that area and people are chasing you and you end up getting killed, they'll throw you back at the beginning. It's not unfair. It's the way it should be, because you shouldn't be able to just sneak past this, or just bulldoze your way through there without doing anything to make it seem like you're not even cheating. But as long as you can get to the room where I'm headed and land, and there's no one on your ass, no one's alerted, you're fine, and you get a checkpoint. In fact, you'll see a little edit over here because I did die. I tried to develop a good strategy for this section. So the best strategy that I could come up with is to take this guy out, and all of the enemies in this game, if they fall down, that's the end of them. You don't have to ever worry about them getting back up. See right there, I melee killed him. That's just because he was very low on HP. So I turned around, 180 turn, threw a Molotov cocktail, and I was trying to hopefully get both of these guys burned up. So I went over here. You can get damaged by your own flame, so watch out for that. So one of the guys... Okay, so they both got there. Okay, so all the clickers are dead. Now there's just one more infected runner over here. See, she's in the corner, but I alerted her, so I'm just going to smash her up. And she's actually right by the safe, so... Oh, is there somebody else coming up on my heels? I'm not sure. No, I named the enemy count correctly. But there's your 50 scrap metal pieces for your trouble. Definitely recommend that. And guess what you also get for your trouble? A brick. Oh, no, that brick was on the ground. You get jack shit for doing that. But you should definitely do my strategy, because you don't want to try to do this ladder sequence and get cock blocked trying to go up the ladder with any clickers running around. It's just a nightmare. Because there's a lot of sequences in this game where, like, things have to play out. See, got cock blocked. Bitch cock blocked me. And don't worry, I just say bitch because it's funny, and I'm not a hater of women. In fact, I love women. And they love me. Trust me. Just kidding, you guys.
Everyone okay?
Just playing?
Yeah.
But no, they do love me.
You guys are pretty good at this stuff.
It's called luck. And it is gonna run out. Which way we going, Tess?
Capitol building's in this direction.